but I don't care about Doctor Strange.
Well, maybe this time they'll do something cool with him.
Well, can they make him an interesting character whose powers aren't literally just magic?
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
Dude, so good.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Guys, you're splashing onto my TSP.
Your TSP?
Whatever.
Textured soy protein. I told you this already, Tom. It's
Whatever.
splashing.
More walrus, Heath? You want some more walrus?
Yes, obviously. Thank you.
That's so good.
I see what's going on here.
What's going on? What's up?
Well, so this week's episode, it's about weird food. So to celebrate, Heath and Tom got a bunch of weird food. Look at, they got Japanese Kit Kats, fried muskrat. I think that one's moose.
Oh, and Eli's eating gross vegan food because that's his thing. Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
No. What are you guys talking about?
I don't
It's
get it.
not-
What's
Yeah, I
this
don't
about?
understand what
even
are you talking
understand.
about?
You guys didn't plan a thematic meal for pre-show shenanigans?
No, man. We eat this every week before the show. You guys are just early.
Oh, you know what? That tracks too. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Can I have some moose?
Get your own.
Ow, he bit me.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, a podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts. Because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Heath. I'll be your maitre d' tonight, and I'm joined by the rest of the restaurant staff. First up, we have the head chef who makes people cry on the expo line for asking any question ever. And the waiter who's very clearly just selling weed, Cecil and Noah.
There's no crying in Booyah Baseball.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
And may I just say that it's weird how my contraband isn't the most overpriced thing in this place.
And we also have the bartender who keeps a creatine shake in the cooler all night and won't let anyone touch it or go near it. And the guy with a BFA in drama, Tom and Eli.
Okay, Heath, I have told you time and again, creatine doesn't work better if you snort it. That's not...
I don't know. I like this metaphor because, in a way, the puns at the end, they're like the side work of this job, and I am not good at it and often don't do it.
You don't have to do puns. You can do any joke. Like, I just started doing puns a little bit. You could do anything there. Any joke you want. That's not a rule.
Pass.
All right, let's get right into it. Cecil, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event are we going to be talking about today?
We're talking about a list of unusual articles for food.
Okay, so what is an unusual food article? A food? The food? What?
Definitely.
Definite article. That was good.
As something of a
Literary.
foodie, I wanted to take a look at this page in Wikipedia for a while. It's a list of unusual articles for food. A lot of this list is way too small to take up a whole show, but some of these are actual episode length. We did, in fact, do terroir, who had a prominent place on this list. So this collection has odd foods, odd combinations of foods, odd drinks, and the occasional strange-ass restaurant. So this essay is going to be a little all over the place, but the main idea is weird food. Trigger warning for listeners here. Some of this shit is fucking gross, like flat out gross. So if you're squeamish about stuff like that, I'm going to give you a warning later in the show when I'm about to talk about it.
And fair warning to the rest of the cast, if Cecil lists a place fancy enough, I will make Noah go there with me. So
For the last time, I am not going to Alinea.
they pop a pillow of jasmine smoke, you're going.
That's why I'm not.
I'm going.
Also, Cecil, I'm squeamish about stuff like that, so you may have to edit out my dry heaves in post,
yeah,
too.
for sure.
I'll give you a trigger warning
sure.
as well.
So let's start our culinary journey.
done steak.
So let's start our culinary journey with some high-calorie contenders. Let's talk about deep frying. A little fast food place or chip shop in Stonehaven, Scotland, called Karen Fish Bar, invented a legendary calorie bomb called the Deep Fried Mars Bar.
Amazing.
This recipe
Such a good food. I love
calls
this one.
for a chilled, right out of the package Mars bar, which is like a Snickers but has almonds, I think. And then they drop that into batter that they fry sausage or fish in, something like a tempura, and then they fry it in a deep fryer. The bar, of course, melts in the center, and you have this candy bar-filled funnel cake thing. at the end.
Also, fun fact, the original British Mars bar is just caramel and nougat coated in
Oh.
milk chocolate. The American version got rid of the caramel and added the almonds, and then later added back the caramel.
All
But,
right.
but that
Good.
American version was discontinued in 2002,
Aw.
and a new variation was rebooted in 2003 called Snickers Almond.
That makes sense.
Would we say fun or just fact?
How fucking fun was that?
It was pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Okay, hot take. If you enjoy almonds in your candy bar, you are Adolf
Okay.
Hitler. Did you
Hey,
know
thank
that
you.
about
You
Thank
will never take mine almond joy.
See? See? Told you.
Now, this invention has made it all over the world, and people use other candy like deep fried Snickers here in the United States. The dish itself is one of the poster children for an unhealthy Scottish diet. This dish was one of the many things that are blamed for the Glasgow effect, or Glasgow. Is it go? Glasgow, right? You say
Go,
go.
yeah.
Glasgow effect.
Nailed
How do you-
nailed
I actually think
he's been practicing.
Eli, how do you say it?
Glasgow.
There you go. There you go.
Ask
Yeah,
Siri.
no,
She
that's-
won't
that's-
be
you
able to
guys do it.
literally answer.
A common way of referring to Glasgow's mortality rate being higher than other cities of the same size and scale. One of the theories is that people that live there are naturally pessimistic, and eating things like this was one of the examples of putting a lower price on the future. Another great quote from the article here. Quote, "The product has no received support from Mars Inc., who said that deep frying one of our products would go against our commitment to promoting healthy and active lifestyles." And
Really? Mars.
Really? Healthy and active lifestyles. That's the Mars company said that. Yeah. The fryer burns off all the kale and quinoa.
Yeah,
so you don't want to get all the healthiness of that.
nutrients out of it. Yeah.
I love your explanation for the Glasgow effect because it can be summarized as maybe just killing themselves because they live in Glasgow.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
The cousin of this deep fried Mars bar is the deep fried Twinkie.
Yeah.
This is
Also delicious.
frozen Twinkie,
Has to be
dipped in
frozen,
batter
thank you.
and deep fried. The inventor from England describes the experience. Quote, "Something magical occurs when the pastry hits the hot oil. The creamy white vegetable shortening filling liquefies, impregnating the sponge cake with a luscious vanilla flavor. The cake itself softens and warms, nearly melting, contrasting with the crisp, deep-fried crust in a buttery and suave way. The pièce de résistance,
Okay,
however,
relax.
is it's a ruby-hued berry sauce, adding a tart sophistication to all that airy, sugary goodness." End quote.
That's a man that's fucked a Twinkie, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Sophistication?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that is that.
Twinkie and a monocle? Get out of here.
In August of
Mr.
2016,
Twinkie.
Walmart started carrying boxes of pre-made, par-cooked, deep-fried Twinkies. To prepare them,
What?
you have to bake these, maybe in an air fryer, I guess.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
I am still stuck on this quote. He called them suave.
Yeah, suave. Yeah.
Did one of these Twinkies out-talk this guy's 17 other gentlemen callers? I need to know.
Okay. All right. That is your second Tennessee Williams reference in 3 weeks. What did you read?
A rich streetcar.
Oh my God. It is so good,
Right?
right?
It's
You
so
guys,
good.
guys.
We let you talk about sports all the time.
You made me go clip clop for 6 months.
Eli made you do that. Okay, fine. Are you guys done?
Yes, I am done.
I am also done.
Why would
yes.
anyone want to fuck a streetcar? I don't even. Doesn't even make sense.
Because they ate a Madeline and turned gay. That's why.
Okay, Proust. That's all of Proust
Yeah,
described.
I just
now.
figured it out. I read the
Good summary.
like Eli read the Spark Notes. So.
Browse.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I read one
See, I
paragraph of Spark Notes. Okay, come on.
I read the back of the Spark.
It was intimidating. It was intimidating. It was like it was like a whole pamphlet long. Tom, it's big.
What are a couple other things by Tennessee Williams?
Oh, man. Tennessee Williams.
Yeah,
gosh.
Tennessee Williams.
So many plays.
Serious writer, yeah, a lot of
Plays.
stuff.
Yeah, huge. And any drama serious
Yep.
person would know a lot of
Uh-huh.
them Googling.
There's a place in Vegas called the Heart Attack Grill.
Damn it, that's tennis.
So the waiters and waitresses are dressed like doctors and nurses. The fare is hamburgers, but instead of naming them after the number of hamburger patties, They call them the single, double, triple, quadruple bypass, etc. They have you.
It goes
Yeah.
beyond
I'll get there in a second.
They have like an nth bypass.
Yeah, they have one that's impressive. I'll get there in a second. They have all you can eat flatliner fries, and they're cooked in lard, as hot fries should be. The patrons can order unfiltered cigarettes, I guess, and the kids can get candy cigarettes. Now here's what they have. The octuple bypass burger here has 8,000 calories and it's 32 ounces of meat, and that's a little under a kilo for you overseas folks, man.
That's a little under a kilo.
Yep.
I've ordered some unhealthy fucking stuff by the kilo, but this wins.
It does win.
Okay, at the Citation Needed live show in Vegas, we will break this restaurant staff between Heath and Tom ordering from the deep web menu and me ordering a lima bean. This is going to be their triangle shirtwaist factory.
Jesus Christ.
What about another horridly fat-filled creation? How about the bacon explosion?
Okay, now you're just reading Rush Limbaugh's autopsy report, man. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah. Read it sexily.
Rush Limbaugh's autopsy report.
So to make this delicacy, you need to weave together a bacon mat. That's
yes, you do.
American bacon, or as the two fat ladies would call it, streaky bacon. And you take this bacon, weaved wrapping paper, and you spread a jar of barbecue sauce and a couple of pounds of Italian sausage on it, and you roll it up, wrap it in foil, and cook it like a pig-flavored artillery shell.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
One bacon explosion is 5,000 calories and 18 ounces of fat.
My God.
Oh, man. If I ever have to go on a diet, that is going to make a nice little lunch recipe.
It takes it work. It's nice, yeah.
That's your cheat year right there.
A place in Decatur, Georgia has a burger called the Luther Burger. It's a normal Angus beef patty, but the bun you use is a Krispy Kreme donut.
Ugh.
A bunch of other restaurants do this. They make a cheeseburger and top it with bacon and serve it on a glazed donut bun. But Mulligan's in Decatur also has what they call a ham dog. And they take a special bun, which is round in the middle and has two elongated parts, and they put a hamburger and a hot dog on the bun, and they serve that with cheese, pickles, sauces, and other various vegetables. Ham dog.
Hey, guys, you know how the shape of a burger and a hot dog both suck for eating? What if we made it harder? That's the ham dog.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, the fact that this state refused to wear masks really shouldn't have surprised any damn body. Okay.
You're right. I guess you're
There's
right.
got to be so many hot dogs just rolling and flying sideways when you squeeze it a little too hard. Like they would have to lodge it in the like cook it into the middle through the burger.
There you
That's similar to what they call engastration, which is where it's a cooking technique where you take the remains of one animal and they're stuffed into another animal.
Yes.
One such creation is the turducken. This is where you debone a chicken, a duck, and a turkey, and spreading layers of stuffing between each new bird, wrap it up and cook it. Evidently, this can be done with all different kinds of animals. There's a version where you stuff a sheep into the cavity of a camel and you cook that.
Wow.
All right, Citation Needed crew, hit me with your ingastration inventions.
Okay, a millionaire inside a billionaire inside a Republican senator.
Okay.
We have a winner.
Elements.
We have a winner. I'm just going
Yeah.
to mention a couple actual real ones. I'm serious. These exist in real reality. There's the roast without equal. It's a warbler inside a bunting, inside a lark, then thrush, quail, lapwing, plover, partridge, woodcock, teal, guinea fowl, duck, chicken, pheasant, goose, turkey, and giant bustard.
What? Podcast listener Heath has included a picture of this abomination
have.
in our notes, and the eyes of the giant buzzard are very clearly asking why it couldn't have just been in a human centipede.
Okay. The Epic Mealtime guys actually made one of these engastration things into a centipede format too. They really did. Now, another one is the Turducken Ridiculous. This is another real one. It's
Yes.
pigeon, partridge, quail, guinea fowl, rabbit, chicken, duck, pheasant, turkey, goose, emu, pig, sheep,
Keep
goat,
going. Keep going.
kangaroo, deer, camel, cow,
No.
water
No.
buffalo, and oxen.
Come
It has all those meats in it. Point being, we need to fucking stop with this. You know somebody's working on like a tauntaun idea with a human being. Cut the shit out.
Heath, do you have to cook it in an ark? Like,
Yeah,
what
right.
the fuck?
It is my life's dream to have enough money to do this for the last of each of the world's most treasured endangered animals just at the moment the world ends. Like, I'll have a koala stuffed in a panda inside of a white rhino. And then, like, when it's all cooked up, I'm going to fill up on bread before it gets to
Yeah,
the
right.
table.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
fuck you. That's why.
And for the vegans out there looking for their version, there's the tofuckin, which is tempeh inside a tofu block wrapped in Satan.
Yeah. So fuck yourself. Exactly.
You can tofuck your face.
Yeah, there's no fucking way I'm going to eat
All
that.
right. Well, on to a similar topic. The whitest sandwich I ever heard is the toast sandwich. That's right. You take 2 pieces of bread and put between them a piece of buttered, heavily buttered toast. That's it. That's the sandwich, guys. I just told you the sandwich.
I made this
It's not even vegan friendly. Like, it's not even vegan friendly, for fuck's sake. Those little crustless puck PB&Js are more vegan friendly than this thing. And AV Club's Mike Vago described it as, quote, an extravagance of blandness, end quote. And that sounds about white.
Also, they're called Uncrustables, Cecil.
There
And
it
you
is.
tell me another sandwich that has a Brian De Palma reference in the fucking name, my friend. They're for children, and they're like, yeah, no, it's like the mobster killers.
Eli has Uncrustables in a Pez dispenser when
Yeah,
we go through the
I do.
airport.
Yeah.
It's
I
ridiculous.
eat so many of them.
You know, Cecil, in Mormon circles, that sandwich is actually Christmas dinner.
Also, at the risk of getting into the weeds on the nomenclature, which is a bad thing to do on a food episode, I feel like that's a triple decker butter sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Okay.
Delicious.
They say variety is the spice of life. Did you know that there's 300 varieties of Kit Kats in Japan?
I did.
A Kit Kat is a little chocolate wafer type candy bar that comes prepackaged with 4 breakable sections. I guess in Japan, they make all kinds of these. And because there's scarcity, they actually sell out of them. Some of the flavor combinations, though, sound pretty terrible. They include baked potato, cantaloupe, edamame, European cheese, green bean, hot Japanese chili, miso soup, soy sauce, and wasabi. That's just to name a
Yeah,
few.
there's so many.
Whoa.
All right, hot take. Kit Kats are the hand jobs of candy bars. Yeah, I'll take one, but there are like 9 other things that
Yeah,
are better.
okay. Well said.
Kit Kats are amazing. Whatever. I'm sorry. I was going to let it go. They're fantastic. Especially the
Take a
European
hand job
cheese
too,
ones.
wouldn't you?
You're just spreading Gruyere
there's
on
like
it. and
you're always
Better than the American cheese
you
ones.
go well, that's true. That's true. You go through the list and you're like, wow, that sounds fucking weird. That sounds, and then they get to one that's like strawberry banana or something. You're like, all right, fuck yeah, man.
That's great.
Sure,
Holy
yeah,
shit,
give that one a
that sounds
shot.
good.
The Japanese also have square watermelons. These melons are grown in a square container and they wind up taking that shape. The watermelons are made so that they could fit inside a fridge better without rolling around and taking up a lot of arc space that was unusable with a round melon.
It's actually a really good idea.
The problem is that that in order for the watermelon to keep its square shape, the melon itself is not ripe when it's harvested. So it's basically like a giant green square paperweight. But it costs 4 times as much as a regular watermelon in Japan. So something like $100 for a watermelon box art you can't eat.
Still though, like the first guy who figured that shit out could have just like put one of them in his neighbor's watermelons and ruined that motherfucker for life. There's such a better use of it.
What did I do?
While in Japan, you can, or at least you could have, gone to a sake house and gotten served by a monkey. The sake house had 2 monkey waiters on staff.
miss this?
Both macaques. One was 12 years old and named Yat-chan. He wore an adorable little shirt and shorts, and he would take your drink order. Then his coworker, Fuku-chan.
$100 says he couldn't take Eli's drink order.
Yeah.
Like,
No, absolutely not. No, as soon as Eli would start to say something, he would walk away and go get another server.
12 years I've been doing this job.
It's my 15. I'm sorry. I can't deal with this guy.
The first face transplant attack that we all universally agree is justified.
So his coworker is Fuku-chan, a 4-year-old macaque that would bring you a hot towel before you get your drink. You would tip these monkeys with boiled soya beans, and because of Japanese restrictions, they could only work 2 hours a day because of animal rights.
Japanese businessman is listening to this in their sleep pod at work. Monkey. Fucking, wish I was a monkey.
Sadly, their sake bar closed down after the earthquake and tsunami and has not reopened.
Okay, yeah, just keep in mind with the Japanese animal places that sometimes you get fucking mauled. And you spend the rest of your time in Japan waiting for rabies, worried that Eli's going to shoot you in the face like Old Yeller if you sneeze, thinking you're about to turn into a rabid zombie. That's your trip. That's the rest of your trip.
Okay. Podcast listener, Heath is referencing the one time that we were in Japan and he got mauled by an otter at an otter cafe.
Really happened.
And in my defense, I cared way more than the German girl who ran the place and didn't have a Band-Aid for him.
She was like angry that I was like, can I wash my mauled hand in your sink and have maybe a Band-Aid? And she's like, ugh, I don't know.
Fine. Not even a full moon.
While we're still on the drink course, let's talk about snake wine. This is a drink found in China, Vietnam, and Southeast Asia. It's an alcoholic beverage with a venomous snake steeped inside the liquid. There's a couple of ways to do this. None of these are beneficial to the snake at all. The first is to just drown the snake in grain alcohol. The other is to put the snake on ice, then cut out its internal organs, and it wakes up and it coils up. And then they stuff it inside a bottle so it looks like it's like ready to strike. The second method has less guts in the liquor, and that's supposed to taste better. The other way to make this is just to pour snake blood or bile right into the liquor and then down the shot. Ingesting venom is not really great for you, and that can cause a lot of health problems, but there still unbelievably is health claims that this sort of has some sort of medicinal value.
This whole thing sounds like what happens when nobody blinks after a practical joke that has gone way too far.
Right. Yeah, but just don't tell the opponents of socialized medicine about the snake venom drinking, okay? Just keep it up between
An interesting way to drink a beverage is the Tim Tam Slam or the Tim Tam Shotgun, the Tim Tam Bomb, the Tim Tam Bong, or my favorite, the Tim Tam Sucky. This involves a cookie, the Tim Tam, which is a cookie, not a biscuit, covered in chocolate. It's a rectangle-shaped cookie. You bite off the two small ends. You put one of the end of the Tim Tam in a beverage, and you drink it as if you're using the cookie as a straw. It's normally a hot beverage like tea or coffee. I suspect you know when to stop when the straw falls apart.
Okay, Iran of the Australia Skeptics told us about this at QED, and Heath and I were super sure he was just being way too roundabout and asking us for a blowjob. It was very...
I thought it was a little sexual. It was fun.
Yeah,
like I was maybe into. I jumped the gun.
Next is an open source drink called the Open Cola. This drink recipe is open source, meaning anyone can freely make it and then modify and improve it. So it's basically a regular recipe.
Just a recipe.
That's what a recipe is.
Yeah, it's like
That's what
a
a recipe
recipe,
is.
right? I mean, that's how recipes work. It's
Well, except
intended
for
as a way
Dr.
to get...
Pepper, it turns out.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Right.
Intended as a way to get people to understand open source software, it wound up selling 150,000 bottles. A cola often confused with open source colas is Ubuntu Cola. Quote, although its name may lead to confusion with the open source Ubuntu operating system, Ubuntu Cola is not an open source cola, end quote.
Yeah, it's always fun when your tech hipster friend comes over and all of a sudden you can't open a soda without knowing like special keystrokes and shit. That's great. Right, Ubuntu Cola. Time for a quick break for some apropos of nothing.
Hi, is this open source cola?
You betcha. Here you go.
Nice. Thank you. Oh God, that is awful.
What? Okay, but it's free. So
Oh, it does. Oh, it's bad though. It doesn't matter if it's free, if it's terrible.
okay, all right, no big deal. Maybe you want something a little more user friendly. We have that too. Check it out. Open source cola.
This is just Pepsi though.
Right? Just like it. Anyway,
No,
it's just like
no,
Pepsi.
I mean, it is literally Pepsi. You ripped the label off of the bottle, but I can see it. You just stole a Pepsi, and now you're calling it open source. But it's
Stole? No. Nobody stole anything. Relax. I mean, sure, there are common assets of so-called Pepsi that have been, I would say, reappropriated.
okay. Yeah,
this.
sure. Just give me the recipe so I can take it home and make it for free. Okay, that's why I'm here.
Well, I mean, you can't make it for free.
What? The whole point was that I could make it for free.
No. The recipe is free, but you need like the equipment and the ingredients, and they're actually kind of expensive because most soda machines are meant to make, brand soda. But once you get all that stuff, I guess you're all set.
So you're telling me it's actually more expensive than regular cola?
Okay, but this is so much more customizable.
I don't want it to be customizable. I want it to be good. I just want normal cola that I pay money for that is good and consistently a soda I like.
Fine. But I'm telling you, this cola has stuff regular cola never will.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Like this one. Check it out.
There's child porn floating in this cola, man.
What? Is there? Okay. That's not but that's not what you want, right? You didn't want.
No, man, that's not what I want.
No, of course. Me neither. Gross, kids. Yeah. And we're back. When we left off, all the stuff I invented in my head when I was 10 years old actually got made by a grown-up, it turns out. So what's next, Cecil? The Bart Bazooka Sandwich? What do you got?
Okay. So now we're going to get into the gross stuff. So queasy listener, gird your loins.
Girded.
So let's start at the shallow end of the gross pool. Lots of cultures eat testicles. Hell, that bald guy from the Travel Channel literally toured the world eating balls. We eat them in all kinds of animals, calves, lambs, roosters, turkeys. You get them in late spring when male animals are castrated for meat production.
Yeah, no, that's true. I asked a waiter for testicles in October one time. I got laughed out of the restaurant. He was a fucking rube. Who orders testicles in October? Out of season, dumb.
They almost always have a euphemistic name.
Almost.
Yeah, I guess maybe always. And they're often breaded and fried, sometimes in certain cases spritzed with citrus or grilled or smashed up with kidneys and fried. Bird nest soup is made from edible bird nests created by birds that make their nests with their own hardened saliva.
Gross.
These nests are some of the most expensive things humans can consume. They can be up to $3,000 per pound or $6,600 a kilo.
Jesus.
It can take a male swiftlet 35 days to hack up a nest, and the nests have high levels of calcium, iron, and potassium.
Yeah, and if the swiftlet gives you any shit about stealing his house, you just show him a picture of Heath's roast without equal. He backs right from the fuck off. He's like, hey, yeah, help yourself, brother.
Also, again, with nomenclature, but like that's bird spit soup,
It is.
right?
It
Like, I
is,
don't give
exactly,
a fuck
yes.
what the spit was on. If bird spit is in your recipe, it doesn't matter how much of what else is in that motherfucker. You're eating bird spit soup.
But it's in like a vomit bread bowl.
Yeah. No illusions. Natural marketer.
Yeah.
I would pay to live in a world where Noah marketed everything.
All the foodstuffs, yeah.
Just everything, Noah. Just everything.
All the signs in the grocery store point to the Hot Pockets aisle.
Everything else has nothing to see here. Yeah. In Japan, they have a type of dish called san-nakje. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but there it is. They take a long-armed octopus, and first they kill them. Then they quickly dress them with some sesame oil and sesame seeds, and the dish is eaten while it's still wriggling. The octopus doesn't stop moving after death, so for a while you have to fight it a little, get it in your tummy. They're also consumed alive and whole, too, but that's not as common.
Okay, fun fact. Choi Min-sik famously eats a live octopus in the 2003 masterpiece Old Boy, but Choi is a devout Buddhist. So if you watch the DVD extras, he apologizes and prays over the octopus before he eats it. And in follow-up interviews, he blames the death of a family member several years later on the karma from eating that octopus.
That is a funny
That is actually a good one.
Yeah.
It's a fun fact, yeah.
Thank you. Cecil, proceed.
In China,
That was my fun fact.
No, I had to take a deep breath before this next segment here.
Yeah,
This one
You
is
gotta get your
this
breath
one's
hard.
fucking gross, guys. In China, they have a tradition called virgin boy eggs,
And it's just as gross. I mean, it's probably grosser than you thought it was when he
it's
said
grosser than you think.
That's
It's
not
grosser
a
than you think.
euphemism. It's
Yeah. It's grosser than you think. They somehow collect the urine from virgin boys, preferably those under 10 years old, and then they use that urine
Because after 10,
to
all
cook
bets
the
are
eggs.
off.
Well, I'm going to let Wikipedia explain here. Quote, first, they soak the eggs in urine of young boys. The urine is sourced locally by each vendor.
Oh, good. Local's important. Yeah, ethical. Farm to table. Solid.
Exactly, right? Yeah. I'm going to continue with the quote here. Then the mixture is heated over a stove. After boiling, the egg shells are cracked around the entire surface of the egg. Afterwards, the eggs are placed back into the urine.
Oh.
Then used urine is replaced with some fresh urine because I guess it used up.
Good.
And the
Okay, that was
process
going
is
to be gross
repeated.
for a second.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right, exactly, yeah. The soaking process allows the eggs to become cured in the urine as they are left to simmer. The entire process is generally a day-long endeavor. According to some recipes, different herbs may be added to the marinade. When the finished
keep it from being
eggs,
gross.
when finished, the eggs have a pale golden hue
Oh,
and the yolks
God
turn
damn
green.
it.
Yolks probably
Okay.
turn green because
No.
they boiled all day.
Okay, so just circling back, somebody's doing age checking and virginity checking on boy egg
Yes.
urine.
They are, yeah,
That's a
yeah.
job. That's
Yeah.
somebody's job. We replaced these diners' 9-year-old boy urine with 11-year-old girl urine by Folgers. Let's see if they notice. You son of a bitch! Looking over your whole family.
Okay, I bet the first time someone made that dish, it was a weird ask.
Hey, Pervy Steve, what's up?
Why do I have to play Pervy Steve?
Seriously,
come
you don't
on.
know why
You don't know why?
have to
Is
play
this how you're going to
Fine,
play
fine.
this?
Hey, Nick, how's that son of yours?
He's good. He's good. He just turned 10.
10. Wow, double digits. Time flies.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey, yeah, I've been meaning to ask you. Any chance I could have some of his urine?
Dude, what did I tell you? I'm going to have to kill you with a shovel.
No, don't kill me with a shovel. It's for eggs.
You mean you need my 10-year-old son's urine for eggs?
Yes. Yep. That is what I need it for.
Yeah, well, why didn't you say so? Yeah, son, get out here. Bring a glass of water.
There's a strange coffee called Kopi Luwak, I guess. I don't know if I'm saying it pronounced that correctly. A lot of people have heard of this, even if they don't know what it is. The Asian palm civet is a cat, mongoose, ferret, rat that eats coffee
What?
cherries off the forest floor.
It's an animal called a cat, mongoose, ferret, rat.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I left a picture of it and I'm guessing. I have no idea what it is. And it eats the cherries off the coffee cherries off the forest floor. Then it digests these and shits out the beans. Humans then come along and collect the poop and make coffee beans. They take the coffee beans out of it. Evidently, the digestive enzymes and the selective nature of the civet, choosing only particular beans, makes an amazing coffee that you weirdly have to poop before drinking. The method of collecting this is how the price is set. It's pretty expensive for caged civet to poop out your Starbucks, as this will set you back about $100 per kilo of beans. But if you go for the free range coffee poop,
Jesus.
that'll be $1,300 a kilo. Also, the caged version of this is super sad, as they basically treat these civets like foie gras goose and they stuff it with only beans. It's really sad. They die like really early.
We
and-
replaced this literal shit with coffee by Folgers.
In the Baltic countries, they eat a type of fermenting herring called surströmming. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It comes canned. There's multiple videos on the internet of people puking when they open the can, so that's like a huge marketable selling point. Fermented fish stuff's not uncommon throughout the world. Romans had fermented fish gut sauce called garum that they put on everything. But I guess this canned fish is rotten, and it's supposedly one of the most violently putrid smells in all of the food world.
Well, we just have to give the people at Velveeta a little more time, Cecil.
Yeah. All right, guys. Again, girden your loins here because we're getting into the more gross stuff. Lots of cultures eat bugs, and that isn't super strange, but evidently the Bible has a listing for kosher locusts that you can eat. Kosher food prevents adherence from noshing on bugs. That's normally, but I guess there's certain kinds of bugs that are just fine. These are put into salted boiling water for a couple minutes, then set out in the sun to dry. The Jews can't eat the whole bug, though. They have to break off the head and the wings, and they can only eat the thorax because otherwise it'd be a sin.
that'd be
That'd be
okay.
ridiculous.
When you say it like that, you make the whole kosher food thing sound silly.
In Cambodia, they eat fried spider. which are fried up and sold as a roadside snack. These aren't the fucking spiders of the itsy bitsy variety, though. They're as big as your goddamn hand. And the spiders are tossed in a mixture of MSG, salt, and sugar, and then crushed garlic, and it's fried in oil until fragrant. Then the spiders are added and fried alongside garlic until, quote, the legs are almost completely stiff, by which time the contents of the abdomen are not so runny. End
Yeah, you
quote.
know, you don't want your spider guts runny.
No, definitely not.
Over medium.
The taste is
I bet
described.
This is good.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
know, like, we're talking about
Yeah.
spiders, so it's like, spiders. But I bet this is really good.
Crab is delicious.
Go ahead.
Lobster is delicious. Why wouldn't
Yeah,
spider?
Yeah.
it's a
Those
sea
are
bug.
rabbits.
It's a
Yeah.
sea bug. Yeah. The taste is described between chicken and cod. I guess you crack the little legs open like crab legs and you suck the meat out of them. But the good goopy stuff is in the abdomen. Quote, it contains a brown paste consisting of organs, possibly eggs and excrement. Some call it a delicacy, while others recommend not eating it. End quote. The wiki for this page has some mention of a tarantula taco in Mexico that's served with a splash of guacamole.
Guacamole,
Okay.
gross.
You know, there's some asshole restaurant owner making waiters do tableside spiders with the guac.
I want to pick mine out of the tank. I want to pick it out of the tank.
Okay. Again, squeamish listener, this is the real
just
gross part. This is the
rough.
gross part. Nobody even wrote any jokes
This
for
is
this 'cause
rough,
it's fucking
Cecil.
disgusting.
This
This is
rough.
disgusting. And this is European, right? So both of these are European. There's some bug cheeses.
I'll be in the other room.
Okay, all right. We'll
Do they
just,
make
just
a
turn
Kit
it
Kat
down.
based on this one?
Turn it down for a minute. Yeah. The first one is Milbenkasse. Milbenkasse. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's mite cheese. Case, thank
made
you.
that up,
From
but maybe.
from maybe I don't know if it sounded better than what I said. Mite cheese from Germany.
No.
This cheese is made by taking balls of soft cheese, drying them in salt and caraway, and then putting them in a box with rye flour and cheese mites, waiting 3 months then. The mites release an enzyme that helps the cheese ripen. Several other Europeans have their own version of mite cheese. There's also Casu Marzu, which is a Sardinian cheese, which is derived from pecorino, which is a delicious Italian cheese that some of you may be familiar with. This Casu Marzu is left to ripen in the open, so the cheese fly can lay its eggs in the cheese, and then the maggots break down the cheese fats, and it makes the cheese soft. Here's the quote. Quote, because the larvae in the cheese can launch themselves distances up to 15 centimeters or 6 inches when disturbed, diners hold their hands above the sandwich to prevent the maggots from weeping. Some who eat the cheese prefer not to ingest the maggots.
Some?
Those who do not wish to eat them place the cheese in a sealed paper bag. The maggots, starved for oxygen, writhe and jump in the bag, creating a pitter-patter sound. When the sound subsides, the maggots are dead and the cheese can be eaten.
Jesus
End
fucking
quote.
Christ.
Some guy's wife just sitting across from him. You done with your little genocide now, Harold? Will you eat the sandwich now, Harold? Are they all dead?
That's a good place to stop, I think, yeah.
Or the cheese could be just slightly harder and none of the
Right, just none of
maggots
that could
are
happen.
perfectly
Yeah,
right.
right.
It's slightly
Sure.
softened.
Cheese.
Just melt it. Melt the hard
Yeah.
cheese. Make a grilled cheese out of it. No,
Yeah.
There is an almost infinite list of ways to soften that cheese.
Yeah.
or eat a different cheese. There's so many options.
There had to be
All
that
right.
one time where somebody's like, it's still good. It's probably still good.
That's exactly where it comes from. And that's where a lot of these are hardship foods, right?
Yeah.
So like there's nothing around. So you're just like, I guess I'll just eat this hardship food.
still good.
I would eat
get it.
every
I get
single
it.
member of this cast first.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. If you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, Cecil, what would it be?
You're going to eat that?
No.
No. The answer is no.
Some of them, yes. Like about
Yeah,
half
about
of
half of
these,
them,
I was
yeah.
on board. Yeah. And are you ready for the quiz?
I am jumping for joy like an asphyxiated cheese maggot. So let's see this.
I don't think that's why they're jumping.
All right. I am glad this episode is over and I no longer consider myself an adventurous eater.
Yeah,
So there,
me either, buddy.
there's that. Yeah. What foods did Cecil leave out of this episode that are horrifying and absolutely also a hate crime?
Okay.
A. Balut, a fertilized duck egg served in Vietnam, the Philippines, and the depths of hell themselves. B.
I feel like
Giant.
you'd absorb souls there. I like that one. I think there's something going on.
B.
That's positive.
Giant tuna eyeballs, which are supposed to taste like squid and are sold in Japan, where evidently they used up all the tentacles elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my research.
see?
They did.
Hakarl, which is a toxic Greenland
Yeah.
shark,
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
buried and pressed beneath heavy stones to ferment for 3 months, after which it is dug up and dried. It smells like urine and supposedly tastes much worse. Still better than eating anything in London.
That's true.
Or D, eggnog.
Oh,
it's a
yes.
family
Thank you.
show.
Absolutely. Yes. It's D eggnog. The hate
Yep.
crime in that list is eggnog.
You got it, buddy. You
Yes.
got it.
All right, I got one for you, Cecil, here. Which one of us has never actually eaten a thing that belongs in the gross things people eat episode? Is it A, Tom, who has eaten things skull first? B, Heath, who buys cheeses that can't be handled without a hazmat suit? C, Cecil, who has a favorite preparation for durian fruit? D, Eli, who is Eli, or
That's fair. Yeah.
E, Noah, who somehow still gets shit for eating Hot Pockets and pizza rolls from yo motherfuckers.
I'm going to go with it's you. It's definitely
Yo,
you.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I have to say you're right no matter what, you still
Yeah.
have to be honest here.
It's definitely you.
All right, Cecil, I got one for you. Other than virginal egg urine, which of the following is the best excrement themed
I'm
soup?
so happy. Go ahead.
Is it A, split pea?
Yes.
B, shark fin? C, lobster pisk? D, puya base?
Puya based. I get
E,
it. I get it.
stream of flushroom?
Nice.
To
Nice. Reeled that one in.
Or F, squat and sour?
Not in 1,000 years with a gun to my head. Could I come up with
E,
any
go
one of
with
those?
E. It's gotta be
Yeah,
E.
I'm 100% got to go with E. Stream of Flushroom is so good.
So
It
Stream of
is
flushroom
just
is correct. Well
mwah,
played.
mwah. Chef kiss from a chef.
All right. Cecil, once again, I did not do my side work.
Umami.
So my question is, what is the best candy bar?
The best candy bar?
Mhm.
Reese cups.
Incorrect.
Great
First of all,
answer.
it's not a fucking candy bar. It's a separate category.
They have a bar too. There's a Reese's bar.
It is
Okay.
the Three Musketeers.
That is the
Oh
worst.
my God,
No.
you are
What?
Hitler.
That is a horrible
I
thing.
hate it
Best
so
candy
much.
bar. The kids bring those home
It's-
from Halloween and we
It's
throw them in
literally
the
just
garbage.
nougat.
It's
You're
just
gro- you're
you could have
horrible.
caramel and you choose not to.
It's the only candy bar that doesn't
hope
have
you
its
die.
texture
I hope you
ruined
die.
by too swift a
Eyeballs
change.
first.
That
After
is-
Tom eats you skull first.
That is
I hate you
fucking
so much.
disgusting. You're a bad person.
Okay,
The
but wait, but,
SPLC is listing you right now for that.
but Cecil already gave his. Heath, what's the best candy bar?
I would say Reese. I'm with you on Reese's. If I have to go bar form, let me think about it.
Whatchamacallit.
Oh my God, Cecil, we are fucking soulmates. I was about to say
Whatchamacallit.
whatchamacallit. I love you.
Can I go
Whatchamacallit?
Kinder
It's a
Bueno?
second.
Kinder Buenos are amazing.
What?
Oh, that's a good answer.
It's okay. It's all right, bro. It's an all right.
I
It's
love
not
it.
watch
Leave it
McCall,
to
but it's
Tom
okay.
to do some weird shit I've never heard of. I was just going to go with Twix. I'm not fancy enough.
Kinder Buenos
are great.
I'll
You
take
gotta
Twix
get
at one.
one.
They're everywhere.
These are all objectively
Oh
better
yeah,
than Three
certainly all better
Musketeers.
than Three Musketeers.
Twix is the blowjob to the Kit Kat hand job.
Yes, exactly. It is the blowjob of fucking
Yeah.
candies. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
not an insult at all.
Yeah.
Unless
You don't want blowjob
okay.
and candy?
No, I do. I'm
Cecil,
saying
did you
it's
have
better.
a,
I
did
want
you have
blowjobs
a,
and candy. Can I have both?
Oh,
did you have a
Twix while you're
romantic
getting
comment
blown. Now
about the
there's a
whatchamacallit
birthday
and how
for
we lined up on that?
Heath, can you tell Eli I'm not answering his question?
Eli,
Yes.
look at me.
Yes, Eve?
Cecil would not like to answer your question because you're
Yes.
a hate crime.
Because you're going to go on your
Because of those reasons, yes.
whatchamacallit honeymoon.
Yeah.
Three Musketeers.
I'm the winner.
Musketeers is
It's
the worst candy.
It's the kindest candy.
It's the
I don't
worst
wanna be
candy bar. It's the Leave It to
surprised
Beaver
or
of candy
challenged.
bars. You're the worst, Eli Bosnick.
Everyone's going to
Oh my
rise
God.
up. All our listeners are going to rise up and they're going to tell you.
It's the worst
and you're gonna
candy
be
bar.
wrong.
Eli, you're a
It's
fucking
so bad.
It's the
demigorgon.
fucking
That's what
bread
it is.
sandwich of candy bars.
You're a goddamn demigorgon.
It just tastes like sweet. It has no flavor in it.
It's a kid. I don't want to be challenged. I just
You could marinate that in virginal boy urine. I don't know if it would get better or worse.
everything Everything is hard. Everything is cruel and hard except for the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, the Three Musketeers is flaccid and boring.
Yeah.
The Three Musketeers is the BFA in acting or whatever the fuck you have. With Candy
Which
Bar.
I also had.
You are the nougat of people,
I am
and this
the
makes
nougat of
perfect
people.
sense.
Yeah. Nougat people.
God.
Tom's doing the essay next week.
All right, well, everybody won except Eli. I guess we'll let him announce. He said Tom. Great. All right. Well, for Tom, Noah, Cecil, and Eli, I'm Heath. Just for Tom, Noah, and Cecil, I'm Heath. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then, Tom will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can hear Tom and Cecil on Cognitive Dissonance, and you can hear Noah and myself on God Awful Movies, Scathing Atheist, The Skeptocrat, and D&D Minus. And passive-aggressive money ask. You can make a per episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod.
We take Bunny Boy urine now. We take it's
No.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us,
Andrew said we can't say
listen
that.
to past episodes, connect with us on social media, or take a look at the show notes. Check out citationpod.com. Okay. Last one. I promise.
I'm telling
Last
you,
one.
man, this open source cola is a bad idea. It's a bad.
Please, last one.
Fine. Hey, that's actually original and good.
Right?
Oh, it crashed.
Oh, yeah. That sucks, man. Sorry. So, see ya.
Wait, no, I need you to come back and fix it. Open source cola guy? Cola man? He's gone.